are listening to Mike Guido and Josh Tariff. Buckle up! Buckle up!
All righty, here we go. We are back again for Mike and Josh, exclusively on the Grid Network.
Mike and Josh. Mike and Josh. Spit the facts, cut the crap, get the latest, let's run it back.
Great to have you here on a Friday afternoon. Bit of change of schedule. I had to cancel yesterday, but we are back today.
Mike was a little too busy for me on Thursday this week.
It's true. It's true. It's
Yeah.
true. I listen.
Okay.
My schedule has been flying by the seat of its pants lately. So there's been, there's a lot of stuff going on. But I'm Mike Guido. That's Josh Tariff. It's great to have you here on this Friday afternoon. As we're back for another episode of Mike and Josh, exclusively on the Grid Network. And we have plenty of stuff to talk about today. A big NFL trade. We're going to lead off with that. And I saw it when it happened a couple of days ago, and I was surprised at the package when it came back. We'll touch on that in a minute. Venezuela taking home the WBC. And there's been a lot of criticism of and for anybody that knows me, did you really expect anything else from this? The criticism of Aaron Judge. I mean, I look, there's a lot to be said there. Okay. We'll touch on that a little bit later as well. Will the NBA see expansion in the next couple of years? We'll touch on that as well. We have plenty of stuff to talk about today. So, by the way, also, and March Madness is through. I'm assuming, Josh, you made a bracket. Who do you have winning the whole thing?
One thing that I have learned over the years, if the UConn Huskies are like a top 2 or 3 seed, you should pick them to go far. So I actually, which is not the popular choice. Popular is typically like Michigan. Some people have Arizona. They think this might finally be the year. I got UConn winning it again. But more importantly, as we record, my Akron Zips, my alma mater, are hanging right now. I mean, we're already down 7 in the first half, so whatever. But come on, if High Point can do it, why can't the Akron Zips finally do it?
That's
why
true.
can't they finally get a tournament win today?
Yeah, we'll be listen, something that we'll do as part of today's program. We'll give you score updates as the day progresses for a lot of the NCAA tournament action is taking place. As of right now, Santa Clara is leading Kentucky right now, 31-20.
I mean, there's a fun one.
So it's a slight upset, right? A 10 over a 7, but
yeah,
Santa Clara leading over Kentucky 31-29, and then Texas Tech is right now up on Akron 24-17 with 9 minutes left in the first half.
Lots of time. Akron's just warming up. We're fine.
Yep.
Zips are fine.
There's 2 other games that are going to be underway by while we are on the air today. The Arizona Wildcats, the 1-seeded Arizona Wildcats, will be taking on the Long Island University Sharks.
Hey,
let's go, Long Island.
Wait, what is the spread on that game?
30.5.
30.5. You know what? I will take the 30.5.
Yeah.
Give me Long Island's going to lose by 28.
There you go. There you go. So Arizona and LIU a little later, Virginia and Wright State. That smells like a 14-3 upset. It smells like it. Now, again,
Virginia's had plenty of first-round upsets. So
they certainly have. Virginia right now is an 18.5-point favorite in that game as well. So, but we'll be keeping you updated on all the NCAA tournament action as well. But first, let's begin with Jaylen Waddle being traded to the Denver Broncos, which I can only describe as a crazy return for the Dolphins. I mean, so the official trade is the Broncos are getting Jaylen Waddle and a 4th-round pick from the Dolphins this year. And the Dolphins are giving Denver is giving the Dolphins their 1st-round pick, which is 30th overall, as well as a 3rd and a 4th-round pick this year. So I am a bit stunned that a receiver of Jaylen Waddle's caliber can warrant a 1st-round pick in return. I'm kind of dumbfounded by that. Jaylen Waddle this past year in 16 starts, 64 catches, 910 yards, 6 touchdowns. That he's averaging 57 yards a game. I mean, listen, I know Denver's going for it, but Jaylen Waddle is at best a number 2 receiver. Giving up a number 1 pick for Jaylen Waddle seems a little crazy to me. Josh, am I wrong for saying that this is a bit obscure? I mean, geez.
I honestly, I can see, like you were saying, Denver is trying to win now, and they see, hey, our 1st is pretty much like a 2nd since at the very end of the draft. So we are willing to give that up to bring in a guy who, yeah, his stats haven't been great the last couple of years, but look at how his quarterback and offensive line have been. So he certainly has had issues. And in 2024, he was a little banged up a little bit. Also was a little banged up off and on this year, but was still managing to play through. And you go to a Denver team who you're talking about, they're treating him like a number 1. Well, Denver has Cortland Sutton, who they treat like a number 1, who in my personal opinion is not a number 1.
Right.
I think you got 2 very strong number 2 receivers now with a great coach in Sean Payton, a quarterback who's continuing to get better and better in Bo Nix, a young running back with RJ Harvey, and they are just like, hey, we needed one more weapon for Bo Nix on the offensive side. We know our defense is one of the top in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So we are willing to give up that last pick of the 1st round to bring in another guy who we feel definitely still has something in the tank. I mean, Jaylen Waddle is, he's 27. Cortland Sutton is 30. So, trying to bring a little more youth to the receiving core.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, Miami, you want to talk about how to tank before the season starts.
Yeah.
My God. And we didn't really touch much on it last week in regards to them bringing in Malik Willis to be their quarterback.
Yeah, right.
And then they waive Tyreek Hill. They trade Jaylen Waddle. I don't think Darren Waller's on the team anymore. Allegedly, Achane is not for sale, which
apparently, they don't want to trade him. They don't want to trade him.
Preposterous if you're trading everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just penciling the Miami Dolphins for a 3-win season right now, aren't we?
Yeah, I would say so. I think they're going to be one of the 2 or 3 worst teams in the NFL next year.
Yeah,
and again, now that can all change if, and again, obviously the resources around him are not very good. But if Malik Willis is as good as a lot of people have presumed that he is, then they will be better. They'll be. Not saying
well, how much better can they be if they still have no offensive line and no one for him to throw the ball to?
Well, I mean better than what we expect. I don't mean better than last year. I'm more talking about, like, could they be a 6-win team instead of a 3-win team? Okay. That's more of what that's more the speed that I'm going. I just think I don't understand why teams do this. Like, why is it that when you have like when either you bring in a young quarterback, like you draft a young kid, or you sign a free agent QB or something along those lines. It's almost like teams on purpose leave the cabinet bare. I just don't understand why they do that. Put your and look, the Dolphins could have said, okay, look, like we clearly need a rebuild, right? New coach, quarterback isn't working, like we need a fresh start. Okay, cool. And they could have looked at this whole Jaylen Waddle situation as like, okay, if we get the right offer, then we'll entertain it. And Denver throws a first round pick in their face and says, hey, we'll give you number 30 if you give us Jaylen Waddle. I mean, how do the Dolphins say no to that? So I understand that part of it too. But I just like you just signed Malik Willis to what was it, $67 million or something?
I mean,
like
it was for a starting quarterback. It's honestly like a fairly friendly deal. I think it's like 3 years,
friendly deal.
3 years around 60, and I think like they have a team option for the third year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a friendly deal, but
right.
if their offensive line isn't any good, right? Mm-hmm. If you have no receiver to speak of, then how are you going to figure out if this guy can play? I just, like, how are you setting yourself up for success? Are you like, did you sign Malik Willis as did they sign Malik Willis as their future, or did they sign him as an insurance policy? Because the way that they're looking right now, they're going to have a top 2-3 pick in the draft, as you and I can sort of agree to expect, right, Josh? I mean,
absolutely.
If at that point,
at best, for them record-wise, top 5 pick,
and coming into a presumably loaded quarterback draft.
Yes.
So what does that mean?
And that's why when the Malik Willis signing happened, I was on one hand very excited for Malik Willis because I've mentioned on this show I think he deserves a starting role somewhere because there were openings for it. But then when I was just like, wait, why would he be going to Miami?
Right.
When they are just depleting everything because, yeah, it's looking like, oh, you're just insurance policy. Because what if the Dolphins somehow get 6 or 7 wins this season thanks to Malik Willis?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're not going to want to draft a quarterback then, right?
Right.
Or would they still do that? Also, side note, the Dolphins have over $182 million in dead cap money.
Half of which is going to be Tua's money.
Correct. In comparison, the Miami Marlins baseball team's payroll is roughly 76 to 78 million. So they have the Dolphins have more than twice as much money going to players that are no longer on their team than the Miami Marlins baseball team.
Right. That is really something. We've kind of touched on this from the Dolphins' perspective. Okay.
Yes.
Is this genuinely worth it for Denver? Like, do you understand giving up? Because we think, like, look, could it work out for them? Yes. And as you stated before, they now have 2 real strong number 2 receivers, right? They don't really have a number 1. Jaylen Waddle, I think, has, like, there are a lot of people that think that Jaylen Waddle has, like, number 1 wide receiver upside given his situation in Miami. And I mean, like, could he turn into something more than he is? Maybe, but he's also heading into his age 28 season. Like, how much better can he get than he is right now? He's been a 5-year NFL veteran already. So there is that part of it too. Is this actually worth a first-round pick? Like, did the Denver Broncos, are they desperate enough to warrant giving up a first-round pick for a non-number 1 receiver?
I think they are. And again, I think because it is the last pick in the first round, they are treating it pretty much like it's a second-round pick.
Right.
And and they essentially got a better 4th round pick. So they swapped 4th round. So they pretty much gave up the end of the 1st and a 3rd for Jaylen Waddle. And when you missed the Super Bowl really only because your quarterback had a freak injury at the end of the divisional round.
Mm-hmm.
So you're right there, and now you are getting better. And I mean, and you still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You still have 7 picks in the draft. Obviously, more are later picks, but you still have picks. So if you need to try to fill a couple other spots, I think this was a great move for Denver. It keeps them as the firm favorite in the AFC West, because the Chargers are still very good. Chiefs, once Mahomes comes back, they'll find a way to bounce back into it. But being that Mahomes ain't going to be there all season, you're like, hey, we need to take advantage of this right now, along with, hey, our quarterback's still on his rookie contract for a couple of years, so we can get another more expensive piece in here.
Yep, right.
And so I honestly, I love the trade for Denver. I think it should put them as one of the top 2, maybe 3 favorites out of the AFC, along with Buffalo, and you could throw New England in there since they just got to the Super Bowl. But really, in my mind, it's kind of a mix of Buffalo, Denver, and Jacksonville, maybe, as far as the AFC favorites.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how they stack up next year. Also, kind of see how much further Bo Nix progresses. Where does that, can they get something a little bit more out of their running game? Right? They re-signed J.K. Dobbins. Can they get any sort of production out of their rookie R.J. Harvey? Like, can they figure out something in that department as well? We'll obviously see what's going on with that. Let's take our first break. When we come back, I've got quite the gripe.
Ooh, that's got to be the name of a segment. Quite the gripe.
Quite the gripe. I have quite the gripe here with the whole, like, I mean, listen, people treat the Yankees very, very, very unfairly. And I know that it's like boy who cried wolf here, but at the same time, I mean, this is just silly. We'll touch on that next.
What up, Cowboys Nation? We are Cowboys Can Fan.
Like Canadian fan. And we're big Dallas Cowboy fans. We live stream every Dallas Cowboys game with our unapologetic, intoxicated play-by-play and color commentary, and we guarantee you won't find anything like this anywhere else.
We do that in the ring together?
We told you not so bland was here to stay, baby.
And if you like to have a couple cold ones,
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son. Crack 'em if you got 'em, son.
Crack 'em if you got 'em. And watch the Dallas Cowboys play football.
you need to join us 1 hour before the Cowboys kick off, throw your score prediction in our live chat, and if you're right, guess what? We'll send you a shirt, some Can Fan merch. Click the link, check us out, and subscribe if you like what we do.
Oh, and remember, BYOB.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Bring your own boosh.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Bryson Carver, and I'm the host of the Carving It Up podcast right here on the Grid Network, as well as my own personal YouTube channel, Carving It Up with Bryson Carver. On my show, talk about a number of the biggest topics in the world of sports, as well as culture and entertainment, and I include special segments such as Bryson's Best 10, The Ball View, and one of my favorites, Carving Up the Context. I also like to invite special guests on the show to get different insights and perspectives on topics, and most importantly, I love to hear from you, the audience, in the chat below. So check out Carving It Up 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. Check the show out anywhere you get your podcasts as well as on the YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys.
Alex Rodriguez is coming out with a documentary, and it goes into detail. Like, he's never talked about the steroid part of it and all the pressure, you will do a lot more desperate things to try to stay relevant. And you can see that he was straining to be this person that he wasn't, instead of just being the person that he always should have been. Just, I'm Alex Rodriguez, because of imposter syndrome. He had to be somebody that he wasn't. Goes to the Yankees, gets another big fucking contract. I empathize with that, because when you're this great player and people are looking at you and they're looking through you, it makes you realize that maybe Alex doesn't matter. I have to be A-Rod.
Yo, this is Barry Grant Jr. I want to give a big shout out to Mike and Josh, and be on the lookout for more clips from All Even Podcast.
This is Patrick L. Brown, lead journalist here at the Grid Network, reminding you to make sure that you check out all of the latest articles over on the Grid's webpage under the blog section. There you will find the hottest takes in sports, mixed in with some mental health articles as well. Dare to be different, enter the Grid, your new leaders in digital media, sports, and entertainment. As I always say, stay tuned.
All right, welcome back. We are back here on Mike and Josh, exclusively on the Grid Network. I'm Mike Guido. That's Josh Tariff. It is great to have you here. So we have plenty of stuff to go over today.
You have quite the gripe, Mike Guido. UT is quite the gripe.
I do have quite the gripe. By the way, Josh, I'm sure you're watching and you're keeping updates on it, but your Akron Zips are now down by 10, 37-27, as I see it right now with 2:50
Yes,
left.
and we just had a 3-point shot blocked. It's okay. You know, if we can keep the deficit within single digits heading into halftime, I'm still feeling all right. So they better keep it within single digits.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Santa Clara in Kentucky still at the half right now, 31-29. They should be starting up in another minute or so. And then again, later today, the LIU Sharks are going to go get their butt kicked by Arizona. And then Virginia and Wright State.
Hey, Siena made us hope yesterday. They gave us a little hope yesterday.
They did.
Why can't LIU give us some hope today?
I will say this. That game was way less about Siena. That was maybe the worst game that Duke has played all year. That was a terrible showing by Duke. Terrible. What were they, Josh? At some, I think what was it, with like 5 minutes left in the second half? Duke had shot like 2 of 22 from 3 or something. Like that was like some ridiculous number. They were terrible yesterday. Terrible.
Let me pull up what the team stats were real quick here.
Duke deserved to lose.
Duke ended up 5 of 26 from 3.
That's beyond.
That's
beyond. And they hit a couple late ones. They hit a couple late ones too. So they were at one point they were like 2 for 21 or something.
I mean, I'll put it like this. Duke shot 41% from the field, which you would normally lose every single game, except for the fact that Siena shot 38% from the field.
Yeah.
So they escaped, to say the least, yesterday.
So is your bracket busted? Because mine is already.
Honestly, day one, I did great. I had
it was horrible.
Because I did pick High Point. So I was proud about that. I think I got 12 out of 16, and then the 4 that I got wrong, I think I had all 4 of those losing in round 2. So it was about as good of a day one as I could ask for. That said, it's usually day 2 or day 3 for me, where then I just engulf my bracket in flames.
Yeah, I remember one year, I forget how long ago it was. It has to have been 7 or 8 years ago. Like, it was a while. I had like a top 1% bracket in the world after the first weekend. Like,
wow.
Through the Sweet 16, I had gotten like 1 game wrong or 2 games wrong. Like, I was like so close to having a perfect bracket, and then it fell apart in the second weekend, and I ended up having not so great. But I lost a Final Four team yesterday.
Now I'm trying to think who would have. Did you have BYU in the Final Four?
I did. I had BYU in the Final Four.
I run a bracket every year, and that was the one that I was really surprised that there were a number of people in my bracket. No one in my pool had them in the Final Four, but a few had them in the Elite Eight.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, oh, wow, you guys, you're not happy.
Yeah. So I picked Ohio State to beat TCU, and that was wrong.
I got that one wrong as well. I picked Ohio State.
I had South Florida upsetting Louisville, and that
a lot of people seem to have that upset.
Yep. I did have Wisconsin beating High Point, and I had McNeese beting Vanderbilt, and I got that wrong.
Yeah.
What else did I get wrong?
And then the BYU one.
I picked North Carolina to beat VCU, and VCU won.
I picked UNC as well. That was one I picked also.
So, and again, I picked BYU, and then Texas beat BYU. So, I did have St. Louis over Georgia, though. So, there's a win there. There's a win.
I mean, so I had a couple of those same ones that you got wrong, but thankfully for me, like I did pick BYU as well, but I only had them into the second round.
Yeah.
So
I thought AJ DeBanza was going to take them all the way to the Final Four. That's what I thought. So, by the way, yes. Akron Zips.
I was about to say
Akron Zips.
We're going to line right now, and we're down 6 with 15 seconds in the half. So it's looking like we're going to keep it within single digits. If we can somehow make it a 4-point game. I mean, if some miraculous way make it a 1-possession game, I'd be thrilled. All right, we're at the line right now, and he makes the first. So I'm just going to give you play-by-play right now for free.
So how far, in your unbiased opinion,
yes, did
you have the Akron Zips going?
Every year that Akron is in, I have them in the Sweet 16. I'm still trying to win my bracket. I can't pick them to win the championship yet. One day.
Yes, one day.
But they have never gotten out of the first round before. Akron, they missed the second free throw. 3 seconds. The guy is stumbling. Traveled. Akron's going to get the ball with about a second left in the first half, down 5.
There you go.
At worst, we're down 5 heading to half. I can live with that.
You know what? You should call the last second of this game, the last second of this half, and use it for your World Series of Poker bid.
Well. Here we go right now. Akron's getting the ball. They've ruled that there's only 0.8 seconds on the clock, but now refs are going to review to check the time. Official review is happening. So then I'm just going to pause my play-by-play while they do that.
Okay. Well, by the way, at 2:50, which is literally right before we leave, I have another Final Four team playing for me.
We all have Final Four teams that are played between yesterday and today.
No, I know that. But I mean, I have a Final Four team playing before we get off the air. Iowa State is playing Tennessee State, and I have Iowa State in the Final Four too.
Let me pull up what was my official Final Four. My official Final Four
was Duke, Florida, BYU, Iowa State, I believe.
I have UConn, Florida, Arkansas, Michigan.
That's interesting.
Arkansas. So I got two ones.
Calipari is making it to the Final Four with Arkansas.
He's a damn good coach. Full court turnover. So he got it back. Put it up. Oh, just missed it. That was a crazy last 1.5 seconds. A full court pass was stolen by Texas Tech, and then Mahaffey from Akron got the ball back and hurled up a fadeaway 3 that just went to the side of the rim. So at halftime, Texas Tech leads 40-35.
40 to 35. See, that was
I'm totally content being down 5. We went on a little run to end the half.
Mhm.
I'm okay with this. Let's go Zips. Get your strategy going. And now let's hear about Mike's quite the gripe.
So let's finally jump into this as much fun as we are having.
It's March Madness, baby.
Yeah. Aaron Judge. Now look, I have seen many people just kind of bash him for the last couple days. And I get the frustration amongst Yankee fans where, like, okay, he doesn't perform the best in big games. Okay. That's true. That's a real thing. He doesn't perform the best in big games. Here's what I want to point out. I just want to throw this out there for people that like seem to refuse to pay attention to what actually is going on. Almost the entirety of the Team USA World Baseball Classic team couldn't hit the broadside of a barn in that tournament. Okay. Aaron Judge was tied for the team lead in total bases. Aaron Judge had an 845 OPS in the tournament. Aaron Judge had 2 homers, 5 RBIs in the tournament. Tied for third on the team. He had 2 home runs. 3 other players had 2 home runs. Roman Anthony, Pete Crow Armstrong, and Gunnar Henderson. Okay? But nowhere are we talking, by the way. Okay? Aaron Judge is the one that gets criticized. Nobody is talking about how Cal Raleigh had a 357 OPS in the tournament in 14 plate appearances. Nobody's talking about how Will Smith, the catcher, had a 620 OPS. Nobody's talking about how Bryce Harper had a 624 OPS. Nobody's talking about how Alex Bregman had a 578 OPS. Nobody's talking about how Bobby Witt Jr. had a 733 OPS. All of which are worse than what Aaron Judge put together. Roman Anthony had a great tournament. Okay? Pete Crow Armstrong had a great tournament. Gunnar Henderson was the best player on the U.S. team by far in that tournament. Listen, you want to give Aaron Judge a problem based on how he plays in big games. I understand the frustration that comes with that, but let's not completely tarnish his reputation as a player. Okay? Aaron Judge is, in large part, a major reason why teams get to these big games. Okay? Like, we've seen what the Yankees become when Aaron Judge is hurt. The Yankees become less than half of what they are. I just don't, I can't comprehend the, like, choke artist narrative with Aaron Judge. And to be honest with you, I think it really boils down to what the culture is like in sports as a whole. Mm-hmm. The culture in sports is primarily based on, okay, at the very last possible second, do you succeed? Okay. And that's what makes you clutch. I have had so many arguments and discussions with people about what clutch actually means. I am one of those people that thinks, listen, if you go, like, I use LeBron as an example all the time, okay? Because in basketball, it's worse than in any other sport. If LeBron has 35 points and 12 assists in the first 3 quarters, he didn't play poor and doesn't play well in the fourth, he didn't cost you the game. He's the reason you're in it. That's how I've always felt about sports, okay? I feel the same way about Aaron Judge. Now, Aaron Judge did not hit at the Aaron Judgian pace that we're used to seeing him hit, right? He was not the 1,000+ OPS hitter that we're used to seeing. But you also have to keep in mind, the World Baseball Classic is a very short sample size. It was a 7-game stretch. It's a 7-game stretch. In baseball, that's nothing. Guys go on slumps for 30 games in a row. Guys go 0 for a month. This is 7 games in a tough environment. You want to talk about tough environment? The World Baseball Classic, as stupid as some of these people think that this tournament is, some of the, the environment that you have to play in, you are literally going up against countries. And I know for Team USA, we have Major League Baseball at home here. Major League Baseball is what matters most to us, okay? All the baseball fans in Venezuela, this tournament means more to them than it does to us. All the people in the Dominican Republic, same thing. It means more to them than it means for us, okay? Same thing with all of the Eastern Asian countries, right? The Chinese Taipeis and the Japans and the Koreas, it matters more to them than it does for us. However, now that Aaron Judge specifically does not play well in the very last game of the tournament, we all of a sudden call him, well, he just doesn't show up. He doesn't show up when it matters. So that would mean that your argument is, okay, so then the rest of the tournament didn't matter? The first 3 quarters of a basketball game don't matter? The first 3 quarters of a football game don't matter? The first 7 innings, 8 innings of a baseball game don't matter? When does it fall on somebody else's shoulders? That's my gripe. Okay? So 845 OPS for Aaron Judge in the tournament. Listen, in today's baseball, if you have a 750 OPS or more, you're considered a fairly solid offensive player. 800, you're a legit good offensive player. He was 845. He was good in the tournament. So,
may I make a counterpoint that you're going to be unhappy with?
Go ahead.
Aaron Judge is the James Harden of baseball.
That's crazy.
But let me explain why. Let me explain why I say that. Okay, I'm not talking about this one game in the World Baseball Classic, because to your point, he dominated until the final game where he went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. We go to the World Series. Now, he's only been in 1 World Series, so there's only so much you can talk about with that. But in 5 World Series games, he hit 222, 1 home run, 3 RBIs. 1 game he struck out 3 and had that classic error. But again, he's only been to 1 World Series. We can't really question that. Well, he has played 22 ALCS games where he has a 193 batting average, 16 hits. His best performance was in the 2017 ALCS, hitting 250 with 3 home runs, 7 RBIs. So he hasn't had a performance deep in the postseason, or in this case, a tournament, that was noteworthy in many years. Individually, getting to the dance, to your point, there's no question about it. He's one of, if not the best player in baseball. That's why he's won MVP before, multiple times. So it comes down to, though, all of a sudden, when the biggest lights are on, and in his case, it's spotlighted even more because he is on the Yankees, in those massive moments, he has not shown up. Not saying he can't, but at this point, he has not. And I know you're looking at me with just a absolute disdain and disgust. And
no.
But you tell me, because again, you're far more knowledgeable in the sport of baseball than I am. So tell me where I'm wrong when I'm looking at these stats in the games that matter deep in the runs.
I'm a Yankee fan. Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen Aaron Judge I've watched Aaron Judge play in the big moments as a fan of the Yankees and as a fan of Aaron Judge. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it does frustrate me. It does. Would I like to see him play better in big moments? Yes, I would. But I also think, okay, I also think that if somebody is responsible for getting you there, then that shouldn't necessarily take away from what it took to get you there. Does that make sense? Like,
no, it does. But then you have to put that into all sports as well, because I know I know I use the James Harden comparison, especially now that he's on Cleveland, since you're rooting for him.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what everyone really thinks of James Harden. And I mean, for a long time in football, we felt that way about Peyton Manning until he finally won.
Right.
So it's something that comes with the course of, hey, when you're one of the tippity top people in your profession,
mm-hmm.
It's one thing if you have a bad game. That happens. You're human. That's why the World Baseball Classic Finals, I'm not blinking twice at. Okay, he had a bad game. Fine. It's the fact that over the span of now going on, we're now heading to year 9, where when the big moments are happening, that he's gotten his team to, he then falls by the wayside.
So, and again, my argument to that is that baseball is a sport that the barometer is different. The barometer is not the same. Okay. I think in basketball, it is at least a little more appropriate. And again, I still don't necessarily agree with it, but it is a little more appropriate because basketball is on a very like your top players are going to score 30 points a game, right? Like those are the guys you have to rely upon. I understand that. Baseball has so much more variation to it. Okay. Mm-hmm. Baseball's stretches are so much different. Like I said, and I've seen the Aaron Judge cold streaks where he just goes cold for 3 weeks. Like I've seen it. Okay. I've seen the guys that perform as some of the best in the sport and then just have a bad month. Like it just happens. That's what baseball does. Baseball is so much different, and you measure things on such a large sample size. That's the thing, is like, does Aaron Judge perform the best in the shortest and biggest of moments? Most of the time, no. And it frustrates me. But at the same time, I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, in 162 games, he's clearly the best offensive player in all of baseball. In such a short sample size, his numbers decrease. That's not abnormal. It's not. I'm not ripping Bobby Witt Jr. for having a 733 OPS in the World Baseball Classic. I'm not. Okay. Same thing with Bryce Harper. Same thing with Alex Bregman. I'm not. Cal Raleigh hit 60 home runs last year as a catcher. He had a 357 OPS. He was literally 0 for 14. He was 0 for 9. He drew 4 walks and had 5 strikeouts in 9 at-bats for Cal Raleigh. Like, the guy didn't get a single hit in the tournament, and the guy almost won MVP last year. Is anybody talking about what Cal Raleigh did? No. Is anybody talking about what Alex Bregman did? No. Is anybody talking about what Bryce Harper did? Of course not, because why would they? They don't play for the Yankees. Aaron Judge does.
And they don't have the track record of the deep games. That's the other fact. You're absolutely right. Because they don't play for the Yankees, they're not mentioned as much. You are 1,000% right about that. There's more to it. There's the track record. There's the history. Because I live in LA. I live in LA. What does everyone talk about with Clayton Kershaw? one of the best pitchers ever, struggles in the big moments because he does, and he always did. And that's always been a black cloud over the first ballot Hall of Fame career of Clinton Kershaw. Just like right now, this is a black cloud over the first ballot Hall of Fame career of Aaron Judge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it's the right thing, but they're doing it based on the track record. He's got to do something about that track record to make those people shut up. And up to this point, he hasn't.
Okay. Okay. All I'll ask, though, is that the energy stays the same. That's all I'll ask.
The energy stays the same.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by that?
2 ways. I want the energy to stay the same for when some of these other players have the same issue.
I agree.
Secondly,
It should be.
When he does succeed in the big moment,
yep,
that he gets recognized for it.
And I agree. I will be happy to recognize him when it happens, and I hope others do too. Just like I've told you again with the James Harden comparison. Hey, you know what? If he can help Cleveland get to the finals this year, I'm not even saying win the championship. If he can get them to the finals, I'll be like, he finally showed up when it mattered.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And my counter argument is, when does it not matter?
And that's a fair point. There should not be a point where it doesn't matter.
Right.
There should be a point where it doesn't
the
matter.
Proximity towards the end.
Yep.
That's what people count as most important. Now, again, I'm not here to tell you that a game in April is just as important as World Series Game 7. I'm not arguing that piece. But if you're a guy who, like I said, in Aaron Judge's case, who's gotten 1,100 OPS through the entire season, don't tell me that he succeeds whenever the lights aren't bright. You're playing Major League Baseball, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't win games in April, you don't make the playoffs. If you don't win games in June, you don't make the playoffs. Okay? Don't minimize his big moments, because in the moments that you want him to succeed, he doesn't show up. It's not like he's never hit a walk-off home run before. It's not like he's never gotten a big hit before. Like, let's be real about what we're arguing about here.
There's a reason he's an MVP.
Right.
There's absolutely a reason he's that. The thing is, also, those
because
awards...
he goes 0 for 3 in the last game of the season, he's all of a sudden a choke artist.
It's not if he goes 0 for 3 in the last game of the season. It's when he goes 0 for 3 in the last game of the season, year after year after year after year. That's when the questions come up.
I understand. I'm a fan. I get frustrated about it. I do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But I hate the narrative. I hate the narrative. And it's not even just with him. It's in sports.
Right. Right. This isn't a sole Aaron Judge thing. This is a universal moment in sports. Because there's a guy in every major sport that is in this position.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, I can't wait for that whole thing to be a thing of the past. Can't wait. Anyway, Kentucky right now is a 53-52 lead over Santa Clara with 9 minutes left in the game. And Texas Tech and Akron are still at the half. By the way, the Arizona Wildcats are beating the LIU Sharks 17-6.
LIU's got them right where they want them.
About 6 minutes into the first half.
They got them right where they want them.
Yeah.
Make them feel comfortable.
Yeah. Yep. You lure them in, and then you just punch them. All right. We'll take a break. Coming up next, what do you want to talk about next, Josh?
Oh, I don't know. We got different things we can talk about. We can talk NBA. We got a few things in the NBA we could talk about.
Ew.
Obviously, we're still following March Madness. Is there any other big NFL news besides the Jaylen Waddle stuff that we need to go over? I'm trying to even think.
The Vikings signed Carson Wentz.
Yes. We should touch on that a little bit.
Let's touch on that next. We'll talk about that coming up right after the break.
Cowboys Nation, what up? It's your boy EJ Savage over here at Boys in the Zone, where it's everything Cowboys related, from the latest news, off-season talk like training camp and draft analysis, and of course, during season game breakdowns and commentary. Would love to see you in the chat kicking it with myself and other members of Cowboys Nation, whether it be a guest that I myself bring in, or Cowboys fan forum videos where I bring you guys on, or even other chat members. We're always live on Twitter and YouTube talking the boys, so really the only thing left to say is, how about them Cowboys? See you there. Peace.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Tim Barnett, and welcome into the Boston Sports Summit. If you're a fan of any of these four teams right here, or you're like me and you love all four of them and you follow them religiously, you're a big fan, this is the show for you. The big thing with this is real commentary and authenticity. I'm going to tell you like it is. If we're great, then we're great. But if we suck, I'm going to tell you that we suck and we need to improve. I'm also not afraid to call out our ownership or front office for making bad decisions, just like I'm not afraid to call out our coaches or our players for screwing some things up or doing great. All right? Because that's what this show is all about. It's about authenticity. So listen, if you're a fan of any of these teams or you're a fan of all four of them, check me out, the Boston Sports Summit, every Wednesday, live at 7 p.m., and it's electric, all right? We're going to go into some great detail about the Sox, Patriots, Celtics, and even the Bruins, and hey, you might even get a guest appearance from my little puppy here. So, it's a great show. Don't forget to tune in every Wednesday, 7 p.m. You can also follow me on all socials, on Instagram, X, and YouTube, Boston Sports Summit. So check us out. It's a great show. It's a great time. Hope to see you there. God bless.
What's going on, y'all? It's Arthur Hurst from the Grid Network, letting y'all know to check out the Saturday morning tailgate starting at 10 Eastern every Saturday. Check us out on YouTube, X, Instagram, wherever you get your podcasts. Tune in for some humor, some great analytics between me, my boy Bryson, and Tim. Again, Saturday morning tailgate every Saturday at 10 Eastern on the Grid Network. See y'all there.
All right, welcome back. We are back here for Mike and Josh exclusively on the Grid Network. I'm Mike Guido. That's Josh Tariff. It's great to have you here right before hour number 2. on our Friday afternoon program. I don't even know what day it is. It's freaky.
Yeah, you're all over the place right now.
I'm not even close to right. Not even close.
Well, within the first minute of the second half, Texas Tech hit back-to-back threes, and now all of a sudden, just like that, are up 11 on Akron.
No, geez. Well, sorry about that, Josh.
That's not a good way to come out of the locker room.
Nope, certainly is not. That's certainly a, something. Plenty of stuff's covered today. So this seems like, in a lot of ways, like this is something that we wouldn't even cover, Josh. Right? This is one of those signings where it's like it matters so little that we're just going to let it sit. Like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Carson Wentz signed with the Minnesota Vikings, and so many people are super intrigued by this because they just signed Kyler Murray.
Yep.
They just signed Kyler Murray. They still have J.J. McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
And now they signed Carson Wentz. So what does this mean for their quarterback room? Is this like the absolute for sure telltale sign that Minnesota's given up on J.J. McCarthy? What do you think?
I think it 100% means that, because now you're having the reports come out that they re-signed Carson Wentz to compete with J.J. McCarthy for the backup position.
Yeah.
So you're bringing in Kyler Murray, where we kind of had, leaning towards, you will probably end up starting Kyler, but maybe it's to light a fire under J.J. McCarthy for them to have a battle. No, now you're flat out saying Kyler Murray's our starter, and we're bringing back Carson Wentz, where Carson Wentz could have, let's be realistic, he could have went to the Jets to battle with Geno Smith. He could have went to the Raiders to help mentor Mendoza when they draft him. He could have gone to Miami to be the veteran backup for Malik Willis. He could have been in New Orleans to be the backup for Shuck.
Could have gone to Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh doesn't have a quarterback right now. But yeah, he comes back to Minnesota because they cannot rely on the guy that we have broken down on this show, that they traded up to get to try to lead this offense. And now you have what is being listed as your starting quarterback on a 1-year deal. The guy competed for the backup quarterback on a 1-year deal. And then your other guy on a first-round, top 10 pick rookie deal.
Right.
That you apparently have lost all faith in. Meanwhile, you got Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison be like, who's throwing us the ball?
Right.
So everything has been going from bad to worse in Minnesota, while the Bears get better, the Lions remain dominant, and the Packers stay strong.
Yeah.
So I don't get this move by Minnesota. Like, why would you do this to JJ? I feel like they're treating JJ McCarthy like Bill Belichick was treating Mac Jones, and just like destroying his confidence.
Yeah. Yeah. When you brought up maybe this can, when they sign Kyler Murray, like maybe it can light a fire under JJ McCarthy and whatever. Well, this is quite the fire that they're lighting underneath JJ. This is like a blaze.
This is a wildfire. This is a wildfire they've lit.
This is a blaze that they are lighting under his. Oh boy, it is crazy. Because I do think that, I kind of think that they don't. The organization doesn't see it anymore. They saw what he was last year, and they said, you know what? This isn't going to win us a title. This isn't going to get us to where we want to be. And they might just be taking the L here. Now, if that's the case, I think signing Kyler Murray was a good move. I genuinely do. Because now I think because you know my position on Kyler Murray. My issue with him has never been the fact that he wasn't good enough. My issue has always been with him that he can never stay healthy, right? If you can find a way to get his body in good enough shape and you can keep him healthy, I think you have a potential franchise quarterback there. So I think there's certainly something to be said. And it's a risk-free, it's a risk-free deal. It's 1 year, right? It's a year deal.
And a guy that's always been worried about injuries, we're going to have his backup be a guy that we're always worried about with injuries, who tore his ACL in the middle of last year.
I know, and Carson Wentz is. I mean, I still get crap for it because I was one that said Carson Wentz in his heyday was better than Dak Prescott, and I said that before, and now obviously that's not true. Dak is definitely better than Carson Wentz now, but. There was at one point where I was like, this isn't even arguable. Like, Carson Wentz is absolutely better than like when Carson Wentz was bidding for MVP, I was like, how am I the crazy one? Like, I was going nuts. Anyway, it's clear that Carson Wentz's best days are behind him. This is obviously not what this is about. What this is about is that JJ McCarthy, they have so little faith in JJ McCarthy that they don't even think that he can successfully be Kyler Murray's backup. Here's the thing.
After 10 games as a starter?
10 games as a starter. Here's the thing that drives me nuts, Josh. And I don't know if, these are the things that make me question whether or not I am smart enough to be in an NFL organization making decisions. Because I never thought that J.J. McCarthy was a first-round quarterback. I never believed that. If you wanted to take, like I said, if you wanted to take a third-round pick or something like that and gamble on him, go right ahead. But I was not drafting him in the first round. And especially, I wasn't trading up in the first round to go get him. So I get confused because if this is how you feel this early, why did you draft him that high?
Well, the guy that drafted him that high isn't there anymore.
I just don't get it. I don't get it. So, this is clear that they're giving up on the kid. It's clear that they're giving up on him.
And don't forget, you had Sam Darnold wanting to stay.
Mm-hmm.
And like, nope, we're good.
And listen, McCarthy. I totally understood them letting him go. I did. Mm-hmm. I totally understood. Sam Darnold, his only good season,
right,
was that 1 year in Minnesota.
Until this,
and it was going to cost them a fortune for them to keep him. Mm-hmm. Right? You drafted McCarthy in the first round. You traded up to go get him. You had to find out what you had in the kid. So, I don't know. However, though, I do think that this Vikings offense with Kyler Murray is going to be better. I do. I think if Kyler Murray's healthy, that offense is going to be pretty dynamic. If they can figure out what they're doing in the backfield, I think that could be pretty dynamic.
That's exactly. I'm really curious how they're rushing because I've always liked Aaron Jones, but he ain't getting any younger.
Right, he's getting older.
So I mean, is Kyler Murray going to kind of be your lead running back as well?
I would run him into the ground.
Yeah.
If I'm Kevin O'Connell, I am literally basing my offense around what I can do with Kyler Murray's mobility. Like, full stop.
Mm-hmm.
I am making that guy a constant running threat. That's what I'm doing. Especially if I don't have a super answer at running back. So, I don't know.
Where do the Vikings pick in the draft? Let me see here.
They pick 18. No.
That far back?
No. No, it might be.
The Vikings. Yeah, 18.
18.
If I were the Vikings, now I don't know what type of package you'd have to do.
Trade up.
Try your best to trade up to get
Jeremiah Love.
I mean, You probably
You'd have
would
to get up pretty far.
You probably have to get up to like number 7 or 8 in order to pull that off.
At the minimum.
Yeah.
I think there's a chance Jeremiah Love goes top 5. Like, I think there's a chance that.
I mean, he could very well go to Tennessee at number 4.
I think the Titans could take him at 4. I think the Giants could take him at 5.
Have him and Scatterbo?
Have him and Scatterbo, right. That would not surprise me. I keep this in mind, too, especially Scatterbo coming off the injury.
Right.
Right? Like, I think that opens up that possibility for him. Tennessee is a real threat. Like, the Titans, I would, like, what I think the Titans should do is they should go grab an edge rusher. Like, they should go get Arvell Reese, David Bailey, Ruben Bain, one of those guys at the top of the draft. But they do need help in their running game. Tony Pollard is not cutting it for them anymore. Tyjae Spears is not the guy for them. Like, it's not working as far as their running game. And they have to figure out how to supplement their young quarterback.
Yeah, I mean,
it would not shock me if Jeremiah Love ended up with the Titans.
You would have to, honestly, if you were Minnesota, you would have to do something like Jordan Addison and your first round pick.
Right. Yep.
To do that. And
yeah.
I don't think they would do something. I don't think they would.
I wouldn't do something like that because I don't even know that helps you.
Right.
Right. Keep in mind, too, you just lost Jalen Naylor. So it's not like you have the receivers behind Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison to subtract from that group.
You're right.
So that's something that I couldn't do.
Yeah.
But an absolute indictment on J.J. McCarthy. An absolute indictment. And if I'll be honest with you, if I were the Vikings, I would have still given him another year.
100%.
That's what I would have done.
Because he hasn't been healthy.
He hasn't been healthy. And listen, if I invested this much time and this much resources in him, I gotta give him at least a full season's worth of games.
Yeah.
At least. I'm at least carrying him as my starter into next year. I'm letting him go through the offseason program as my starter. I'm letting him run the offense as my starter literally through the entire offseason. And I would say at least through the first half of next year, at least.
Mm-hmm.
And if it just isn't working, then I would move on. But I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's like they must see inside the building that he's just not good. Like they just don't see it. So I don't know. We'll see. All right. Hour number 2 coming up next.
What up, Cowboys Nation? We are Cowboys Can Fan.
You know, like Canadian fan. And we're big Dallas Cowboy fans. We live stream every Dallas Cowboys game with our unapologetic, intoxicated play-by-play and color commentary, and we guarantee you won't find anything like this anywhere else.
We do that in the ring together?
We told you not so bland was here to stay, baby.
And if you like to have a couple cold ones,
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son. Crack 'em if you got 'em, son.
Crack 'em if you got 'em. And watch the Dallas Cowboys play football.
you need to join us 1 hour before the Cowboys kick off, throw your score prediction in our live chat, and if you're right, guess what? We'll send you a shirt, some Can Fan merch. Click the link, check us out, and subscribe if you like what we do.
Oh, and remember, BYOB.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Bring your own boosh.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Bryson Carver, and I'm the host of the Carving It Up podcast right here on the Grid Network, as well as my own personal YouTube channel, Carving It Up with Bryson Carver. On my show, talk about a number of the biggest topics in the world of sports, as well as culture and entertainment, and I include special segments such as Bryson's Best 10, The Ball View, and one of my favorites, Carving Up the Context. I also like to invite special guests on the show to get different insights and perspectives on topics, and most importantly, I love to hear from you, the audience, in the chat below. So check out Carving It Up 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. Check the show out anywhere you get your podcasts as well as on the YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys.
Alex Rodriguez is coming out with a documentary, and it goes into detail. Like, he's never talked about the steroid part of it and all the pressure, you will do a lot more desperate things to try to stay relevant. And you can see that he was straining to be this person that he wasn't, instead of just being the person that he always should have been. Just, I'm Alex Rodriguez, because of imposter syndrome. He had to be somebody that he wasn't. Goes to the Yankees, gets another big fucking contract. I empathize with that, because when you're this great player and people are looking at you and they're looking through you, it makes you realize that maybe Alex doesn't matter. I have to be A-Rod.
Yo, this is Barry Grant Jr. I want to give a big shout out to Mike and Josh, and be on the lookout for more clips from All Even Podcast.
This is Patrick L. Brown, lead journalist here at the Grid Network, reminding you to make sure that you check out all of the latest articles over on the Grid's webpage under the blog section. There you will find the hottest takes in sports, mixed in with some mental health articles as well. Dare to be different? Enter the Grid, your new leaders in digital media, sports, and entertainment. As I always say, stay tuned.
You are listening to Mike Guido and Josh Tariff. Buckle up! Buckle up!
All righty, hour number 2.
Here we go.
On
Mike and Josh. Mike and Josh. Mike and Josh. Spit the facts. Cut the crap. Get the latest. Let's run it back.
All right, we're back for hour number 2 of Mike and Josh, exclusively on the Grid Network. I'm Mike Guido. That's Josh Tariff. It's great to have you here on this Friday afternoon, a loaded first hour, about to be prepared for a just as loaded second hour.
Ooh, just as loaded.
It's great to have you here. Josh, do we have by the way, do we have an update on your World Series of Poker bid, or no? Have we gotten anything further from WSOP?
No, I mean, things are still being discussed. I'll just leave it at that. I can't give tells, because
there's discussions. Ooh, okay.
I mean, in my head, there are discussions.
Oh, Josh, this is not the place for you to share your schizophrenic episodes. Okay, there, pal.
Hey, Josh will think whatever Josh wants to think and say whatever Josh wants to say.
Yeah,
if Josh wants to talk to Josh, Josh will talk to Josh.
Yeah, roses are red, violets are blue. I'm not a schizophrenic, and neither am I. That's been like one of my favorite jokes of all time. Is that's little
funny
poem?
That's
funny.
My
goodness gracious! I'm not a schizophrenic, and neither am I. All right, great to have you back. We'll touch on some NBA expansion. The idea of that, is that going to take place in the next few years? We'll talk about that in a little bit, but let's talk about actually, you know what, before we do that, let's give you a quick March Madness score update here. Santa Clara is like closing in right now on an upset over Kentucky. They are right now leading 70-68 over Kentucky with 24 seconds left, as I'm seeing it right now. So we'll see. We should have a final score on that before we go to break. The Akron Zips are not out of it yet.
We're not dead yet. We're currently down 7. We got one more shot at the line right now against the 5th best three-point shooting team in the NCAA this year. Made the second free throw. Score currently 59-53, just under 12 minutes to go. This is anybody's game. As long as we can start containing Texas Tech's three-point shooting, Akron could pull this off. but you got to go one possession at a time. And just as I say that, Texas Tech hits a 3. You could not have written that any better than what just happened.
I'm ahead of you, so I think I knew that it was 62-53.
Okay.
Oh my God. Oh my! Did that just happen?
I'm watching the Akron.
Wait a minute! Hold on! Whoa! Hold on a minute. Okay. Hold on, because I think what just happened. Okay.
You're leaving me in the dark right now.
Okay.
I don't know what's happening.
It was Santa Clara, Kentucky was 70-70 with 6 seconds left. Santa Clara hit a 3 to take the lead 73-70, and then Kentucky hit a 3 to tie it up, and it's going to overtime.
Wow.
The madness.
Let the madness resume. Also, Arizona currently leading your Long Island Sharks 40-20 with 6 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah.
So that overall that spread of 30.5, maybe that was a little low.
Yeah, I mean,
So Santa Clara and Kentucky about to go to overtime. Akron back at the line, now down to 8. One more free throw coming against Texas Tech. We just got to stop their 3-point shooting.
Yeah, Virginia right now has a 2-point lead over Wright State, 21-19 with 9 minutes left in the first half. So that is also going on at the same time. Are there any other what are the other March Madness games that you're looking forward to today? Are there any of them that stick out to you?
Let me pull up the schedule here real quick.
By the way, another Long Island school. I am excited to see Alabama play Hofstra. I'm excited.
That was one I was actually about to mention. I'm like, I want to see what Hofstra can do. Mm-hmm. Miami of Ohio against Tennessee, because I think it's a damn shame that Miami of Ohio had to be in the play-in with a 32-1 record.
32-1, yeah, right.
And you had to go into the play-in.
So let's throw that out there, okay? So Miami of Ohio went 32-1 this year, right?
Yes.
Their one loss being a home loss to UMass by 4
in the tournament, in their conference tournament.
In their conference tournament. If they finished the season undefeated, where would they have fallen, do you think?
That's an excellent question. Because if one loss made them in the play-in, would an undefeated season have made them a 7 seed? I mean, which is ridiculous. Okay, well, look at the conference they're in and their strength of schedule. You still have to beat 33 Division I opponents.
Yeah.
So, okay, I get you might not want them to be one of the 1 seeds.
Maybe not even one of the 2 seeds. But
yeah, there's no reason. There's no
4.
reason. I was just going to say there's no reason they shouldn't have been a 4. Honestly, record of 34-1, the absolute lowest they should have been would have been an 8 seed. Foul and one by Akron. It is a 5-point game going for a 3-point play. Akron is not giving up, Mike.
They are not dead.
9:42 to go.
You know what they say? You can't kill a zip.
Hey, there's a reason that our team is a verb. I don't. When I first accepted going to the University of Akron, because I went there for music, and after I accepted their offer, that's when I discovered we were Division I in sports. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I'm going to be able to root for a Division I team and go to school for that. That's great. Our name is the Zips.
The Zips.
Our mascot is Zippy the kangaroo. This is one of the worst college team names I've ever heard. And the only way it got okay for me was because our rival is the Kent State Golden Flashes.
Yeah.
A name, one of the only names that could possibly be worse than the Zips.
Zippy the kangaroo.
Zippy, and you know he's in attendance right now. You know he's in attendance. 3-point play completed. It is a 4-point game.
Oh, hold on.
Let's go Zips. And by the way, Texas Tech already with 17 fouls. Akron is in the bonus with 9.5 to go.
Zippy the kangaroo. Okay, hold on.
Okay. Oh, you know Zippy the kangaroo.
Hold on.
You have to know Zippy the kangaroo.
Hold on.
He is a former Capital One mascot of the year, by the way.
That wouldn't surprise me at all. Okay, hold on.
You're looking up a photo of Zippy?
Yes.
Have you never seen Zippy?
I'm not just looking up a photo. I'm uploading one. Hold on.
How do you not know the aura of Zippy?
Never said. Hold on a second. I never said that I didn't know. I'm just saying that. Where is it? I just had it. Where is Zippy?
Well, as you have been looking, no one in this game wants to hold on to the ball apparently because it's just been turnover after turnover by everybody. It's currently Texas Tech currently leading 66-60.
Okay, there you go.
Do you have Zippy? Have you retrieved Zippy?
Zippy, yeah. Why can I not get Zippy? Hold on. Hold on.
All right. Well, while you're finishing that, Kentucky currently up 77-76 with 3 minutes left in overtime over Santa Clara. So that's still happening. Arizona has extended. A few minutes ago, I said they were up 40-20. It is now 47-20. And Wright State with a 1-point lead over Virginia with about 7 minutes left in the first half. Akron with the ball down 6, just over 8 minutes to go.
There you go. Okay, I don't know why I can't get this to work, but it's actually kind of making me mad. Because I feel like it should be working. But anyway, Zippy the kangaroo is without a doubt a phenomenal mascot. That's a great mascot, dude. That's awesome.
Oh, he's hilarious. Our big man went down with a foul and was kind of holding his ankle a little bit, but back to his feet.
Okay. So by the way, this Santa Clara.
By the way, I think we're supposed to talk sports at some point.
Yeah.
Say it again?
So you want to talk about madness? Here we go. So let's talk a little bit about the NBA here, Josh.
Sure.
The Lakers have been flat out on fire.
They really have.
9-1 in their last 10. They've won 8 straight. They really have just been crushing teams. I mean, their last loss came on March 5th. Before that, it was February 26th. They've lost 2 games in the last month. So they have been fantastic. And tomorrow they go to your Orlando Magic, by the way, and you get to see them in the eye of the tornado. So what do we see here? What are
we were hot. We won 7 in a row, and now we've lost our last 3.
So
what do we're going in the wrong direction while they're going up.
Clearly in the right direction.
Yeah.
What do we make of this? What do we make of the Lakers' hot streak? Are we starting to buy into them a little bit more?
I make 3 things into it, and this is also partially because being I live in Los Angeles, this is the main topic for all sports radio out here is the Lakers and Luka and LeBron. And there's been constant talk about, hey, is JJ Redick the right fit as the coach for them?
Mm-hmm.
I think this shows as clear as day that JJ Redick has done an incredible job as a coach.
Yeah.
Because,
right.
Okay, yes, you have Luka. You have also made Austin Reeves a bona fide all-star. You still have LeBron still performing well at his age. And then you got let's be honest, a bunch of guys that have passed their prime, but have been finding ways to work together. Marcus Smart has turned back the clock a few years and has been playing well. Rui Hachimura is a solid role player. And you're in a position right now, you currently have a 2-game lead for the 3 spot over Minnesota, and you got Houston and Denver 1 game behind them. So realistically, the way the Lakers are playing, as long as they do not get Denver in the first round, if the season ended today, they would get Denver in the first round.
Yeah.
As long as they don't get Denver, they will have a playoff run. The question is, okay, well, what's going to happen when you run into the Spurs or the Thunder in the second round?
Right.
So I applaud what the Lakers have done. Luka just dropped 60 last night in Miami. I hope Bam Adebayo walked up to him after the game, like, that was good. It ain't no 83, but it was good.
Right.
And but Luka is getting himself in that MVP consideration. LeBron has been kind of accepting, turning himself kind of into the third option behind Austin Reeves. And that obviously has been working for them. And when we look at their upcoming schedule, if I take a look, so like I said, next up is my Orlando Magic. And then they got to go to Detroit, but then they have Indiana, Brooklyn, and Washington.
Right.
So, win, win, win. And if they win at least one of their next in additional games, as far as either Orlando or Detroit, they win at least one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Lakers are sitting pretty as they head to the final stretch of the season, where it ain't going to be easy, because that includes 2 games against the Thunder, 1 against the Cavs, and then 1 against Phoenix.
Right.
And then they got a couple, like they end the season against Utah, and they have 1 more game at Dallas, where Luka will probably drop 1,000 points. So they are in a great position to finish up, if not third, 4th in the West, and make a solid run out of it. And this was for a team where, when you looked at the roster at the beginning of the season, you're just like, all right, they'll probably get in, but not do much of anything. They could do something right now.
Right. Yeah. And that's really, I think, a lot of what people thought was, they will be driven by their stars, but that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Their depth, it really just is not there. You're dealing with a lot of throwaways, a lot of veterans that are way past what their best days are. It's a lot of that on this roster. I just want to point out, and again, people make fun of me for this all the time, because I do it all the time. And, but I just want to point out, like, LeBron James is 41 years old.
Yeah.
And he's averaging 21 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds.
Did you see his alley-oop the other night?
Mm-hmm. I did.
People in their early 20s struggle with a move like that.
Yeah.
And he was doing that 41. Dude's not human. He's not human.
He's the greatest of all time.
I just... By the way, just want to point out, Kentucky with a 5-point lead with about 20 seconds left in that game in overtime. Akron down 5, 6:40 to go. Let's go Zips. Come on.
We're rolling, baby.
We're rolling.
We're rolling. Yeah, I mean, listen, I think it's so tough for the Lakers to find a window here in the West. Like, it's very hard for them to find a lane, because I just look at what they have to deal with out there, and I just think when it comes down to it, like, Oklahoma City is just better. Like, San Antonio Spurs are just better. Now, do I think that they could beat Minnesota and Denver? Like, I still think they can beat Denver in a playoff series. I do.
I don't think they can beat Denver. Could they beat Minnesota? Yeah. Could they beat Houston? Yeah.
I kind of still think they do. They can.
Mm-hmm.
I think Denver is a step below Oklahoma City and San Antonio. That's what I think. But now I'm not going to say that if the Lakers play Denver, I'm likely to pick the Lakers, but I think it's possible for them to win a playoff series. I think if the Lakers were to play San Antonio or OKC at some point in the playoffs, they're dead in the water. But I think they can compete with the Houstons and the Minnesotas and whoever else out there. They can. The issue is that what are they going to be if their hot streak is now, right, and they get to the playoffs, the pieces are not hitting their shots as well. They become a little too Luka dependent.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what happens to them then? So I do think that, like, as far as them being able to make a little bit of a run, I buy it. But how far can that actually take them? Because
The
I
second
think
round.
Right. And I think a lot of people are anticipating Oklahoma City and San Antonio is going to be that's going to be the end game here in the Western Conference Finals. Everybody else, I think, is just playing for how far they can get up until that point. So I don't know. I'm interested to see that. But honestly, Josh, like just looking at it, and I'm veering away a little bit from the Lakers here, but I just think the East is a much more compelling conference right now. I really do.
Oh, 100%. Especially with the Cade Cunningham news.
Right, exactly. And that's a big story too, because what does that mean for Detroit going forward? Does Boston automatically now become the favorite in the East? How much more of a chance does that give teams like Cleveland or the Knicks? Like, what do we think about that in the East?
Well, I mean, I've been high on the Celtics. I think they were the favorites in the East prior to this injury. Now, they might, depending on how Detroit responds, Boston, who's 4 games back with 13 to go, they might creep up and get the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Because Cade Cunningham, again, like we just mentioned with Luka, a guy who should definitely be in the MVP conversation, the way he has led the Pistons this year. I mean, they're kind of saying he will most likely be out the rest of the regular season, potentially into the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, right.
I mean, depending on where they end up being seated in the first round, because I'm not trying to sound biased, but if it somehow ends up being Detroit playing Orlando in the first round and Detroit does not have Cade Cunningham,
that's a problem.
Orlando could 100% pull that upset.
I agree. I think Detroit without Cade Cunningham turns into a different team. Like
they turn it. To me, Detroit without Cade Cunningham is more of a play-in team.
Right. And I don't think that that's crazy to say. I mean, you're literally taking their best player and subtracting him from what they are. I agree with you. I think it would be tough for Detroit to win a series without him.
Yeah.
It would be really tough for them because who becomes their number 2? Who's the guy after Cade Cunningham that can take the load off, that can take all the big shots, that you can center your offensive around? Who's the guy that can do that?
Tobias Harris, man. Old reliable.
Right. Well, yeah, right. So I don't know. We'll see about how the East shakes up. I just think this is a more compelling conference to me because I think legit, like in the West, we played this game a few weeks ago. I mean, I think there's 2, maybe 3 teams that can win the West.
Yeah,
I think there's at least 4 in the East.
I could understand the argument for that too. Absolutely.
Detroit, Boston. Well, because I think Detroit, Boston, the Knicks, and the Cavs they can all compete with each other.
Yeah.
I think San Antonio and Oklahoma City are a step above everybody else in the West. And I think Denver is.
I still have Denver above.
But I don't know that I'm all the way there yet on them.
I still have Denver above San Antonio. And I get San Antonio is incredible. It's going to come down to the playoff experience.
Mm-hmm.
And And, you will have this same conversation next year, and it'll be like San Antonio, no question in my mind, because they're going to get the experience this year.
Right.
And talking about collapsing, that's what my Akron Zips are doing right now.
Oh, no.
We are now down 13 out of a blink of an eye.
Oh,
with
no.
4:51 to go. Fast break points. It just threw the stat up on the screen. Texas Tech, 15 fast break points. Akron, 0.
Akron doesn't have a single fast break point.
No.
Wow.
I wonder what the difference in the game could be.
Josh, I hate to break it to you, buddy, but this is looking pretty.
I'm aware.
Bleak.
Also, it is a final. Kentucky came back and defeated Santa Clara 89-84 in overtime.
Yeah.
And look at Long Island University. Hey, they scored some points before the end of the half. They're only down 24 at halftime. 53-29 Arizona at the half.
29 at half with Arizona leading LA.
And Texas Tech just hit another 3. They are now up 16, 80-64. 4 minutes to go.
But then Akron just scored again, so now it's 80-66.
Well, you're ahead of me. I don't see that yet.
Yep. I've been trying to not spoil you, but
wait, they just scored. It's now a 14-point game.
Yeah, right. Wow. Shocking. What a development. Wright State has a 39-36 lead over Virginia.
What did I say at the beginning of the show? What did I say at the beginning of our show?
Listen, we both said it, Josh. That smells like a 14-3 upset is Wright State versus Virginia. It just has that feeling.
I don't think I actually picked it in my bracket, but I felt it.
Yeah.
Oh my, you know what? I actually did. Oh my God. I did pick Wright State to upset Virginia in the first round. I would feel that would redeem this Akron collapse. There's a steal by Akron. Hit that 3. Come on. Nope. Come on. Nope. Come on. Nope. All right.
Oh boy. All right. We will take likely one last break. And when we come back, we'll talk a little bit of NBA expansion, Josh.
Yeah.
You might have to lead that conversation. Educate me, perhaps, on that conversation. We'll talk about that next.
Certainly.
Cowboys Nation, what up? It's your boy EJ Savage over here at Boys in the Zone, where it's everything Cowboys related, from the latest news, off-season talk like training camp and draft analysis, and of course, during season game breakdowns and commentary. Would love to see you in the chat kicking it with myself and other members of Cowboys Nation, whether it be a guest that I myself bring in, or Cowboys fan forum videos where I bring you guys on, or even other chat members. We're always live on Twitter and YouTube talking the boys. So really, the only thing left to say is, how about them Cowboys? See you there. Peace.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Tim Barnett, and welcome into the Boston Sports Summit. If you're a fan of any of these 4 teams right here, or you're like me and you love all 4 of them and you follow them religiously, you're a big fan, this is the show for you. The big thing with this is real commentary and authenticity. I'm going to tell you like it is. If we're great, then we're great. But if we suck, I'm going to tell you that we suck and we need to improve. I'm also not afraid to call out our ownership or front office for making bad decisions, just like I'm not afraid to call out our coaches or our players for screwing some things up or doing great. All right? Because that's what this show is all about. It's about authenticity. So listen, if you're a fan of any of these teams or you're a fan of all 4 of them, check me out, the Boston Sports Summit, every Wednesday, live at 7 p.m., and it's electric, all right? We're going to go into some great detail about the Sox, Patriots, Celtics, and even the Bruins. And hey, you might even get a guest appearance from my little puppy here. So, it's a great show. Don't forget to tune in every Wednesday, 7 p.m. You can also follow me on all socials, on Instagram, X, and YouTube, Boston Sports Summit. So check us out. It's a great show. It's a great time. Hope to see you there. God bless.
What's going on, y'all? It's Arthur Hurst from the Grid Network, letting y'all know to check out the Saturday morning tailgate starting at 10 Eastern every Saturday. Check us out on YouTube, X, Instagram, wherever you get your podcasts. Tune in for some humor, some great analytics between me, my boy Bryson, and Tim. Again, Saturday morning tailgate every Saturday at 10 Eastern on the Grid Network. See y'all there.
All right, welcome back. Here with Mike and Josh exclusively on the Grid Network. That's Josh Tariff. I'm Mike Guido. It's great to have you here. So since we've went to break, it's so let's just see here. It is now.
Yeah, put me out of my misery now.
Yeah. Texas
Akron has been zipped up. They have given up at this point.
Texas Tech with an 84-68 lead.
Remember when Akron cut it to 5?
Mm-hmm.
Like 10 minutes ago?
Yeah, now it's 16. Yeah. Now it is 16 with 2:20 left in the game. That's about a wrap.
Texas Tech's got five guys in double figures.
Wright State has a 5-point lead over Virginia at the half.
Let's go Wright State.
Wright State. Solomon Callahan has 16 points for Wright State at the half.
As he should.
We all know what he's capable of.
As Texas Tech hits yet another 3-pointer.
It just doesn't end. It never ends.
It doesn't. We're under 2 minutes left.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
I'm aware. I am fully aware of that.
I'm sorry, Josh. I'm sorry.
No, we cut the lead to 17.
So you're telling me there's a chance. Okay, so Josh, fill me in on this NBA expansion that you just keep talking about here.
I would love to. So there's been talk for years now of the NBA adding 2 expansion teams to make the league 32 teams. Mm-hmm. And apparently next week, there will be the Board of Governors meeting to hold for the official vote to add those teams, where then they would be expected to go to Seattle and Las Vegas, which would mean the Seattle Supersonics would be returning and Las Vegas will get NBA franchise for their first time, and really the only professional sports franchise that Vegas does not have as of yet. Now, the Raiders are gone there. The A's are on their way there. They have the WNBA. They have the NHL. So the NBA is pending, barring some crazy circumstance with the vote, we'll be having 2 more teams as of the 2028-2029 season. And then it leads to, okay, well, both those teams will obviously be in the Western Conference. So one team would have to switch from the West to the East. Based on geography.
It would need to be 2, would it not?
No, because then you move that one over, then it would be 16-16. Because right now it's 15-15.
You're right. Yep.
You had the 2 on the West. So based on geography, it would either be the Memphis Grizzlies or the Minnesota Timberwolves that would move to the Eastern Conference.
Mm-hmm.
I hope for the Wolves' sake, they're the ones that move to the East. Because that would be wonderful to see Anthony Edwards start making some deep playoff runs.
Mm-hmm.
So with that said, Mike, in this day and age, because we've certainly seen expansion teams in all sports.
Yeah.
What is your take on adding more teams, which would mean adding more players in the year 2026 with the way salaries are in sports? How do you feel about 2 more teams being added to the NBA?
I think it'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be cool. I think it would be cool if you added more teams and shrunk the playoffs.
What you mean, like have fewer teams make the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
So no longer 8 teams.
No play-in. 8 and 8.
Well, so have eight teams, but get rid of the play-in.
If you have 32 teams, half the teams make the playoffs. You got to make sure you're in the top half of the league.
No, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with if they decided to get rid of the play-in. I have a feeling it's too much of a marketable thing for them as far as making money right now, that they will still do it because technically they're not quote unquote in the playoffs yet until they get down to the 8 and 8.
Yeah,
but I agree with you. I would prefer it to just be that.
Right.
Also, are you the type of person that wants it to remain top 8 in the East, top 8 in the West, or just the top 16 teams and rank them?
No, I still think it should be East versus West.
I agree.
I think it should be East versus West. I honestly, and this is what people hate about me. I am such a traditionalist. I really am. Okay. Because I'm a fan of more restriction rather than less.
Mm-hmm.
I want divisions to matter again in the NBA.
Yes.
I want divisions to matter. I want the top 3 seeds in the NBA playoffs to be division winners. I want that. That's what I want. The winner in the East, the winner of the Atlantic, the winner of the Central, the winner of the Southeast. They get the top 3 seeds.
Well, I don't mean to cut you off, but it is a final. Texas Tech Red Raiders 91, but the Akron Zips 71. So
it
Texas
was
Tech
20. That ended up being a 20-point win.
We went from down 5 with like 6 minutes to go to losing by 20.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
20. That's crazy. Holy crow.
Because you know people that maybe that didn't watch this game, they're just going to see the score and like, oh, okay, I'm not surprised. Akron lost by 20. And they're like, no, we were in this game for like 33 of the 40 minutes.
Oh my God. Look at me
And
yawning.
clearly you're so excited about it.
No, oh my God.
So that's enough of that. But now let me ask you this. When back to the NBA expansion teams.
Mm-hmm.
So Seattle, we know they're going to be the Supersonics. And I can't wait to see that logo again. I loved that name. I love those colors. Love that logo.
It'll be nice to have that franchise back.
It'll be great to have that franchise back. Naming the Las Vegas team.
Mm-hmm.
Because a few of the ideas that you would immediately think would be, oh, well, you can name them the Aces. Nope, that's taken.
That's
how
NBA.
about the Kings? That's taken by the NBA.
Queens.
Yeah, not quite the Queens. Jacks. Now you're getting lower in the ranking of cards here. So let me read you a few names that have been thrown out there as potential names.
Okay.
And then I have 2 in mind as well that I think both could also work. I'm not saying they're the best choices, but based on the way the NBA names some stuff, I could see them doing that. But here's things that have been listed. The Las Vegas Sharks, which would be with honoring the legendary UNLV coach Jerry the Shark Tarkanian.
Okay.
So they would consider the Sharks, which obviously is already an NHL team. The Las Vegas Blackjacks, where I don't like that because now you're specifically talking gambling.
Yeah, I think that's too cliche.
Right. Likewise, another name like that, the Las Vegas Gamblers, I'd say absolutely not to
Too
that.
cliche.
The Las Vegas Villains, being that it's Sin City, I don't like it either. No, I agree. I find this hilarious that it's on the list. The Las Vegas Outlaws. Why is that hilarious? Because that was one of the XFL team names.
Mm-hmm.
In 2001, when Vince McMahon's XFL was a thing, there was the Las Vegas Outlaws. If you're going to name an NBA team after that, you're out of your mind.
That's the best one so far.
But so far, that's the best one.
That's the best one so far.
The Las Vegas Scorpions. I don't hate, but
that one's like, you know what it is?
More like a college team.
It does feel a little collegey. It also is like that's 2 Pelicans. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I always thought the Pelicans had a stupid name.
Yep.
So no.
So then those are like the ones rumbling around. Here are the 2 that I'm just throwing out there. And I'm sure maybe other people have said them. So I'm not going to take sole credit for these.
Mm-hmm.
One would be the Las Vegas Spades.
I like that. That's a good one.
I think that could work because also you want to have hearts, you want to have diamonds, and I don't think you would have clubs because club would sound too much like a soccer team.
Yeah.
And then the other one, and because this is going with weather themes, because you have the Miami Heat, you have Oklahoma City Thunder, and this one I just think is kind of goofy, but I could see them doing something like this. How about the Las Vegas Wind?
I don't think that's terrible either.
The wind.
I don't think that's terrible either. And you can get creative with that. You can
the wind win.
And listen, like whenever you're, when you go to the game and they have like the effects in the stadium and everything like that, just to get the crowd going and everything, you could have like the or something like that, and like maybe you like send an artificial breeze.
When the visiting team is taking free throws, you have the sound of the wind. Well, I don't know if you're allowed to have a cue, like any type of sounds. The crowd would have to do it probably. I don't know if you're allowed to play any sounds while the
give
team
every
is free
fan
throws.
a mini fan. And
there you go.
They all blow them at the same time.
There you go. So what say you with those team names, or is there one that might stick out to you as a potential Las Vegas name?
Vegas Cacti? That's so okay. The Jokers?
The Jokers could be a potential. My initial thought with that is, well, why should I take them seriously?
Yeah. That's true too.
Unless you have the Jokers have the team colors of Batman's Joker. They're purple and green.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
If you have their jerseys and their logo have looks of that, you probably have to have some type of deal with DC then. He's DC, right? I'm terrible with the comic book guys. Is he DC? Batman's DC.
I don't
Marvel,
know.
Right?
I wish I don't know.
So Joker, I think Jokers could be a possibility for one.
the spiders, the lava.
No.
Jeez, the lava. Okay. And see, now I'm looking at like
Different
10
rumors.
Las Vegas NBA team name ideas. The Las Vegas Dry Heat. Okay. The Sidewinders.
Oh no. No, not that.
Okay, whoever made this list is an idiot. But yeah, I'm trying to think like on the spot.
Honestly, I think you and I came up with the 3 best options so far: the Jokers, the Spades, and the Wind.
Yeah, I think the Wind is a good one. I think the Wind is a good one. I'm trying to think if there's anything more like if there's anything like tougher. You know what I mean? Like
I mean, well, that's where you have outlaws or villains or things like that.
Right.
Because I don't like the idea personally of having it sound like a casino game.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, like blackjacks, I get the idea.
Yeah, it's
but,
too cliche though.
Right. You wouldn't name them the roulette.
No,
like
right. Yeah,
and you
Las
also
Vegas Baccarat.
right. You also can't name them the Strip because
you can't name the Strip. Yep,
because you already canceled Magic City Night. So the last thing you could do is make the Las Vegas Strip.
Yeah.
So, but I get, you want like the nuance on it. So like, for example, like the Spade or the Diamonds. But again, Diamond to me does not sound like an NBA team.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So
what is the Nevada state animal?
I don't know. You tell me.
A bighorn sheep. So they could be the Las Vegas Bighorns.
Let's just go Las Vegas sheep.
The sheep? What about their bird? What about the state bird? A mountain bluebird. The Las Vegas Bluebirds.
Honestly, that's better than a lot of these choices. That's better than a lot of these choices.
That's not terrible. Like
what is the color of Las Vegas? Do they have a color?
The state color. Nevada State, it's silver and blue. Silver and blue.
Well, you can have the Bluebirds be silver and blue.
The Las Vegas Silver.
I almost feel like it'd be better as the Sliver than silver.
There you go.
Honestly, I don't
or something.
I don't hate Bluebirds.
I think the Bluebirds is a good one. Honestly.
Huh.
I think the NBA needs more blue. I think. Needs more blue.
Hey, you got all the blue you need from the Orlando Magic.
Yeah. Is that all the blue we need? That's it.
That's all. Well, there are other teams that also have blue, but they're not the only
teams that have blue.
Yeah, they're not they're by easily not the only team that's blue.
And
every team has all their different alternate and city jerseys. Like more teams have blue than they should. Like the Lakers have blue jerseys. There's no reason for the Lakers to have blue jerseys.
What is the most common NBA color?
I'm gonna guess
blue.
Red.
It
is blue.
So they count black, but black, I feel like black doesn't count.
Okay.
Right? Black doesn't count. No, right? Like I feel like almost every team has like.
Well, if they're counting like the outline of their letters
accent.
and
Right,
things
yeah.
like that.
Right. I feel like black doesn't count as like a color. So blue is the most common color for NBA team branding, and red is the second most common.
Okay.
Which is not a surprise to anybody.
Yeah.
But
what is the least common? What is the least common color that's listed?
Least common. The least common is brown.
Okay. So with
not a lot of people are going for poop colors.
I wonder why.
Yeah. Oh, that is too funny.
Okay. Las Vegas Jokers and their colors are purple, green, and a hint of brown.
There you go. I still think blue. I think Bluebirds. I genuinely think Bluebirds is the way to go there.
So let's see. Our top four in no particular order right now. We got Bluebirds, we got Wind, we got Spades, and we have Jokers. So if I were to rank those,
Bluebirds 1, Wind 2, Spades, Jokers.
I personally am going to flip Wind and Bluebirds. I like both. You can't go wrong with it. But I would probably go Wind, Bluebirds, Spades, Jokers.
Yeah. If you had a team, the Las Vegas Jokers, would you have to go get Jokic? You'd have to, right? Like, you'd have to figure out a way to get Jokic.
I didn't even think of that. Does he have it trademarked? Because if he does, too bad. You can't name the team that then.
Yeah, right.
I didn't think of that. Oh, that's gonna take Jokers out of it, probably.
Oh man! All right, that does it for us. That's Josh Tariff. I'm Mike Guido.
Wait, did Akron come back? Wait, did Akron come back and win? I know we said the final score was down 20, but I thought they put 10 minutes back on the clock.
And Texas Tech wasn't allowed to play,
right?
So
then we only lost by 8.
10 minutes against no team, and you scored 12 points. Ooh, jeez.
I don't understand how we turned the ball over 6 times during that.
If any of you listeners are interested, send us some of your Las Vegas expansion team names, and maybe we'll share them on the air next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Because by next week we'll know what the vote was, because it's supposed to happen. Right. The Board of Governors meeting is expected around March 24th or 25th. So that's Tuesday or Wednesday?
Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
So there we go. All right. That does it for us. That's Josh Tariff. I'm Mike Guido. And together we sing.
You are listening to Mike Guido and Josh Tariff. Buckle up!
Still love my zips. I still love my zips. By the way, where's Wright State right now? Where are we at with Wright State?
Are they still at halftime? I feel like they might still be at halftime.
Mike and Josh.
Yeah, they're still at halftime.
Mike and Josh.
Okay. Let's go Wright State. Pull it off. Also, Long Island down 29.
Yeah, it's tough. Let's run it back. See you next week.